Hey, get some. Welcome to Racin Stuff. I'm Doug. I'm here again with my good friend Chris.
How's it going, Doug?
Once again, this is the show where we talk about racing and other stuff, and it's a very special day because we have in the studio with us today Mike Latta.
What's going on? How you doing? Thanks for, I'm going to trademark my get some. Thank you for stealing that.
No problem. I'm a hack. I've always told you guys I'm a hack.
More of a ham than anything.
But Mike...
I forgot that you took that from him.
Yeah, but Mike here is... he actually directed the last two episodes that were on FVTV.
Yes, I have.
So he's a good friend, bigger sports fan than I realized. Not really a NASCAR fan.
Not really a NASCAR fan, no.
But you know about enough about the other stuff that we're gonna have you in here. And we got a big show today.
Yeah, we do have a lot to do today.
There's been a lot, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure you are really excited about this, Mike. But I don't know if you heard, but Mark Martin broke a 4-year winless drought on Saturday.
You know, the thing about that is you told me about that, and I'm not a big NASCAR fan, but the one thing I do like is the one thing I love about sports is, you know, the guy that might have been counted out comes back and wins one. You know, I love that story, and for that I kind of did look this guy up, and you know, just because of that, I might not necessarily like the sport, but I can't take anything away from the guy because what he accomplished the other day was just great, and I'm happy for him.
Oh yeah, and he's a really nice guy, and you and me are well aware in the world of NASCAR that the amount of respect that this driver has.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm trying to put him for Mike here. And feel free to, and Mike, if we say anything that's confusing to you as NASCAR fans, just let us know.
I will.
We'll explain it.
I will.
But I'm trying to think of a way to put Mark Martin and what he means to the NASCAR community and in the terms of another sport. I don't even know where to begin. I'm trying to think maybe in baseball, maybe like a Cal Ripken even, if that's the closest I can think maybe.
That's a good way to put it.
Or you can maybe kind of compare him to, like, you know, the Alonzo Mourning winning that last one with the Heat.
I could see that.
Gary Payton.
Vaguely.
Almost, kind of.
Yeah.
They're not around the same age because this guy's how old?
50.
Yeah. So.
Well, but what I mean, this is a guy that's universally respected and loved. I mean, how many guys in other sports can you say that about the fans, their peers, the owners, and all that? Just completely love them.
Still playing?
Anybody all the time. I mean, I'm trying to think. I know there's been somebody in football, maybe Peyton, maybe Walter Payton.
I can't think of any because this guy's still active, so I can't think of anybody that's still playing right now that can say that they're universally respected.
I completely. We talked about this Saturday night after, as it was happening.
Yeah.
How excited and how good, how there wasn't really anybody we could think of that would be sad or mad that he won the race.
Yeah.
I'm very happy for him. He was. I mean, we didn't. I actually went back and watched the race later because we didn't get to watch much of it live.
Yeah, once again.
But he's been a good car all year, and I said this, and you know, had it not been for those two bad races at Fontana and Vegas, he probably would easily be in the top 5 in points. He's just run very good all year, and it was a matter of time, just like for Jeff Gordon last week or 2 weeks ago. And I'm very happy for him, and the fact that he is older.
Yeah. Well, he's like. According to the statistics, he was like the third oldest driver to ever win a race.
Yeah, Harry Gant's the oldest, and then somebody else, and then it wasn't him. Who was it?
Wallace, maybe Rusty Wallace.
I don't think so.
It was somebody, maybe Morgan Shepherd.
Yeah,
maybe it was Morgan Shepherd. I want to say that. But yeah, he was third behind. Yeah, Harry Gant's the oldest by like 50. He was like 51. But that was the big argument we were having before the season, though, was can a 50-year-old do it? And I said statistics say no. Statistics say that you don't compete, you don't win championships after 45, you don't win races after 50. Just doesn't happen. I'm glad he proved me wrong. I mean, that's the cool thing in my opinion. But I mean, you can't blame me for doubting him.
No, not at all.
That's what I'm saying.
Not at all. Though I did say he would make the chase easily before. I'm
covering my butt right now.
And I do think that's probably one of the biggest differences between me and you, Doug, is you like statistics. Where though I do like looking at on paper and seeing like who should win a race or who should win, you know, whatever it is they're competing in.
The game or whatever.
Yeah, but the one thing that I love about statistics is that a lot of the times you're proven wrong, and that's why I love sports as much as I do. So I think that's the biggest difference. You're really stat-oriented where I'm not.
Well, I pay attention to them, and I actually I correctly picked the champion in NASCAR for like 4 straight years before the season started because I pay attention to statistics.
Who'd you pick this year?
This year, I didn't officially pick anybody, but when somebody asked me, I said Matt Kenseth before the season started, which I looked like a genius after 2 weeks, and then since then I look like an idiot. But it happens more times than not.
I think I think what's interesting about the stats thing is Doug and I talked about this last week a little bit. I also like statistics. I mean, I think they're interesting to look at. However, I consider, I mean, I know you do too, but I consider many other things. Like I said, yeah, he was 50 and had not run full time for 2 or 3 years, but I immediately at the beginning of the year, before the year even started, said he was going to make the chase easily, and so far he's well on his way, because he would be, I would be surprised if you didn't admit this, that if he had not, he was running very strongly in both those races. So he's run pretty decent in every race this year, and he's easily going to make the chase. I will stand by that.
He was, but just because. Okay, but we say if you take away those 2 races, he would, or if he didn't blow up in those 2 races, he would be in the top 5. Well, he did blow up in those 2 races.
Well, yeah, but that's out of his control, though.
Yeah,
him as a driver, that is out of his control.
But the point being is that if he continues to have engine problems the rest of the season, he won't make the chase.
Well, he hasn't since those 2 races.
One of those races, he actually had 2 races where he blew a motor, and 1 race where he blew a tire.
That was at Atlanta.
Yeah. So, I mean, if things like that continue to happen, I mean, he won't make the chase.
Yeah, but I mean, that could happen to Kyle Busch.
That can happen to anybody. But that's what I'm saying, though, is that it's a moot point, I think, to say that, because of this, if you take that away, but it happened.
Yeah,
so
I
it's
do
part
agree.
of the equation.
I do agree. The interesting thing is you're right, because I don't like the whole, if we started the playoffs now, or if we started... Or
what was it I said last week? If the playoffs start right now, Kansas City Royals are in the playoffs.
Yeah. I hate that when people are like, "Oh yeah, if the playoffs start right now, we'd be in it." I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
There's still 42 games.
No, the fact of the matter is the fact that he did blow up. Yes, that is true. But at least they can get some gratification in knowing that he blew up running well and not running 35th. Well, that old adage that they say that you never blow up when you're running 35th when you want to blow up.
Yeah. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you blow up when you're running terribly. It's just kind of like the coda to your day.
But then most of the time you're running top 5, top 10, and then your engine explodes.
So, also after the race on Saturday, we were talking about not only Martin, but one thing you asked me right away was Dale Earnhardt Jr. spun out Casey Mears on the cool down lap, and you asked me what I thought of it, and I said it was stupid. And he's going to lose points. Well, guess what? He didn't lose points. He got probation. So did Casey Mears.
Yeah, I think that's pretty on par with the precedent, though, isn't it? I don't think drivers have lost points for that. Have they?
Yeah, they have. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, well, it was the junior rule.
Oh, yeah. And I'm not complaining. Though the funny thing was they didn't call him to the trailer after the race. That's actually normal. They call him. I'm surprised that Mears got anything, because Mears just bumped him. He didn't spin him out. Junior spun him out.
Wow.
I just think it's funny.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Mike, if you didn't know...
I know nothing about what you were talking about.
No, if you didn't know... conspiracy theorists have
probably rightly so.
Have theories that NASCAR heavily favors Dale Jr. in their calls.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. Now he's the son. You are aware of Dale Earnhardt, who he was.
I am aware of who he was. Yeah.
Okay, and Earnhardt Jr. is his son. There has been a few moments over the few years. Yeah, I know. Where basically Junior's done things that would sometimes he's gotten away with things, basically. Okay. Certain rules. Sometimes you can kind of look away, and sometimes you can't. And this was one of those times, because normally a driver in his position would he after the race on Sunday or Saturday. Did you look it up by any chance? Because I told you might want to look it up.
You know what? I did not get a chance to look it up.
Yeah, he had something come up this weekend.
I had something come up this weekend, so I didn't really get a chance to.
Okay. Well, what I was just gonna say was because after the race on Sunday, he was upset, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and so he spun out a guy that made him upset after the race, which is generally a big no-no. And drivers have gotten points taken away, money fined, and all that stuff.
So we got nothing?
He got probation, which equals to nothing. Probation basically means you be good for X amount of time, or you're going to get a big penalty.
So he's not going to miss any races or
no,
anything
people,
like that?
That's actually a very rare thing, getting penalized
people
for a
have...
race.
Actually, the last case I can think of was Kevin Harvick.
No, Jimmy Spencer, 03. Punching out Kurt Busch. Basically, you have to punch somebody in the face.
He got suspended?
You don't remember Jimmy Spencer punching Kurt Busch in the face? It was big news. And then he got suspended.
I think I even remember that, hearing about that.
Oh, yeah.
Which is weird.
I do.
He remembers that, and you don't?
No, I do. Basically, for years they've said that probation really doesn't mean much.
It doesn't really. And so this is if you're a conspiracy theorist, and I usually am, but I'm not today, because it's Junior. I'm going to let him slide on this one. That's my